Moro, the violence that characterized the Ablekuma North election quite troubling because it shows a sense of retaliatory politics that is going on. For you indicated clearly that from Etiwa, we've done Shreponi, we've done Talensi, Akwetia, then it came to Ayawaso. For the purpose of education and for history purposes, you see, every 8 years there's a new generation. And the new generation comes and they do not understand where we are coming from. They do not know where we are coming from. Previously, if you look at MPP, our values, we believe in free and fair, the rights of the citizen, free and fair elections, and so on. So we've championed proper democratic practices over the years. And the reason why we championed us moving from the opaque ballot boxes to the transparent ballot boxes and some of these electoral reforms. But with time, realize that there was a period in time that we go into an election and you get macho men coming to steal ballot boxes and running away with ballot boxes. Then it got to the point where we go into an election and people bring these vigilantes and macho men, come with cutlasses, machetes, and guns as experienced in other elections and by-elections from Chirponi and so on. So there was consistent intimidation in our by-elections, which necessitated that, okay, political parties must protect themselves, because we also realize that you go into an election, the security services are there, but they do not act. There is inaction on the side of the security services. So today, if you ask any politician, they will tell you that if you are beaten in an election, you are beaten for free, because nobody will act. It's quite surprisingly, during elections, when these things are going on, you will see security men stand and watch, or they even run away. If you watch the videos from the Ablekuma incidents, you realize that even when journalists were being assaulted, security men were looking on, and some even moving away, to the extent that a security man assaulted a journalist. When I came in, I was watching the video from the gentleman who said, "I am Bernard" or something. He received a very dirty slap for something he had not done, quite painfully. And it's good that the security man in question has been interdicted. But if you look at history, these inactions from the part of the security services has created a retaliatory position on the part of the political parties. So what happened is, MPP goes into Akwetia, Etiwa, Shreponi, Talensi, and they are beaten, some are maimed, some are shot at, and so on. All these things went on. So fast forward, there is Ayawaso. That anger over the years is built in these people. And then you see retaliation in Ayawaso. That retaliation doesn't end, because the people who experience Ayawaso are new people. Those people who experience Ayawaso had not experienced Etiwa, or had not experienced Shreponi, or had not experienced Talensi. So they also, in their mind, decide to wait and retaliate. And that retaliation is what you are seeing in Ablekuma.
If we left out Techiman.
Techiman too.
Yeah.
And now, with what has happened in Ablekuma, there are people who have started saying that if you are not careful and nothing is done about the perpetrators of these actions, then we might see another one someday. That's why people are saying that they won't forget what has happened. If you will end this, then proper investigations have to be done. The people who perpetrated those acts of violence must be arrested. Those acts were shameful, to say the least. You see, some people try to justify it. And I told them that, you see, watching Hawa Yakubu beaten and stepped on, Hawa Kumsin beaten and stepped on, what comes to mind is, this could be my mother. Because Hawa Kumsin is 59 years old. when I check her records from Parliament, she's 59 years old, almost 60 years. So imagine a mother of 60 years being kicked, stepped on the floor like the way it was done, the manner it was done. If it will take somebody who is not human, it will take somebody who doesn't have conscience to be able to entertain these things. And quite interestingly, when listening to Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, who I respect, you know, he's my neighbor in Kumasi. His constituency we share a boundary. Listening to him, I get the sense that nothing might be done. Because the faces of these gentlemen are all over. When you play the video right now, you see them. There's even a video that the gentlemen were on the back of a pickup and boldly saying that they came here and they beat Hawakumsin, confessing to the crime that they've committed. The video is there. They said they came and they beat Hawakumsin, confessing to the crime. Their pictures are all over social media.
But you heard Muntaka say that...
and the Minister for Interior is telling us...
He said the security agencies are struggling to find them, to locate them.
Oh my God. The Minister for Interior is telling us that the security agencies are... See, in this country, people perpetrated acts of crime against policemen. Less than 24 hours, those people were picked up. These people are known. They came in party pickups, registered numbers. When you watch the videos, you see the registered number plates of those pickups. Some have been seen in videos circulating where they were being buzzed inside the seat of government, Jubilee House. That was where they were being put together to go and do whatever they were going to do.
Someone did a Photoshop thing.
It will be insulting on my intelligence for anybody to tell me that it was Photoshop. I know what Photoshop is. Moro, you know what Photoshop is. The most painful thing in this country is when we are talking about serious matters, then people want to downplay it. Just like the LGBT issue where individuals came to desecrate the Independence Square, and we had a leader in Parliament standing in the chamber, the House of Records, with the sanctity of the maze, saying that it was an AI-generated picture.
He's since corrected it. He has apologized.
He has apologized. We thank God. But you see, these things shouldn't come from them. It will be insulting on my intelligence for anybody to say that it was Photoshop. These are clear images. See, that's the presidency one showing. These are clear images. How can this be Photoshop? Even AI cannot generate such vivid pictures or videos. You understand? And these guys, you see, over the period, because of such intimidations, then NPP decided, which everybody knows that NPP, these things are not part of our values. Using intimidatory processes in elections and so on, but these things had gone on for a long time. So NPP decided as part of our election protection mechanism to institute the Delta forces and all these groups so that they will support us. Quite painfully, a lot of people advised against disbanding these groups. But then the then President Nana Akufo-Addo, in his own wisdom, decided that we do not just disband them, but we legislate against it. So there was a vigilante law that was passed to legislate against vigilantes. And some of these gentlemen who are part of our party and still part of our party are pained because they feel the party didn't treat them well. And we are privy to videos that are now circulating that some of them are speaking out. And now what we are doing is, with what has happened, that we've seen that, okay, the NDC is ready to use these vigilantes to brutalize people in elections as they've been doing in the past. So it means that the last 8 years, the only reason that they could not use these people were because the security service were up and doing, and they were scared that the security services will stand up against them. That was why they were not using these people. But now they have been emboldened because they feel their government is in power. They feel the Minister for Interior and Defense and the National Security are their people, so they can do whatever they want to do. So they go around threatening on social media, putting videos out that they will beat people, and they've gone on to carry the toss. They say from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So the things that they plan to do, they've gone on to initiate it to the extent that without sympathy and conscience. Somebody who can be, some of them, their mothers, they could beat her to pulp. If you engage in these things with your fellow men, it will be quite understandable. You say, oh, it was a give and take and so on. But to go and beat a woman the manner they did. And what shocks me is those trying to rationalize the point that Honorable Hawa Kumsin, in the attempt to defend herself, when the people had charged upon her, sprayed a pepper spray, and they are alluding to the point that because she sprayed pepper spray, that's why she was beaten. But if you watch the video, these well-built men had charged upon her, and with or without the pepper spray, whatever they had planned, they would have been beat. She would have been beaten. See, I've seen an earlier video where Jifa, what's his name? Jifa, the NPA boss.
Godwin Tamaklo.
No, the NPA CEO.
NPA CEO is Godwin Tamaklo.
No, it's not Godwin.
Or you mean Jifa Guno?
I think, no, it's not Jifa Guno. Eduji.
Yeah,
Yes, that's Godwin.
Yes,
Godwin
that's
Tamaklo.
his name.
Godwin,
So
Godwin
the
Tamaklo.
NPA boss and then some NDC party people, they had gotten to this particular polling station that was showing before they get to the gate.
Yes.
And there was a gentleman saying, how I couldn't sing, they should go and beat her, they should go and beat her. So if you watch the video, they were telling him to stop. The gentleman was inciting that they should go and beat the woman. And they were telling him to stop. The woman was inside and there was no chaos inside. But that gentleman incited, and within minutes, the next thing we saw, people had charged in, broken the barrier, pushed the security, the police forces outside, rushed inside to go and beat our country. So you see that this was a premeditated action. It was a premeditated action, and this is a crime that shouldn't be let go, because if the security services fail to do anything, what will happen is these retaliatory attacks will not stop. And we do not know what will happen in the future. You see, today there are calls within the MPP that they should regroup some of these men who protect the party. They should go back and beg them. And I know there are people who are continuously, since these incidents happened, calling for the regrouping of these men. And is that what we want as a country? That there will be no end to this violence, there will be no end to these vigilante actions. I thought we had gotten to a point of our democracy where we need to protect even the sanctity of our elections. We needed to protect our democracy so that the name that we have attained in the global circles will continue to stay. But this is a mar on our democracy. How can we, looking at the gains that we've gained, put ourselves in such a situation? You see government appointees leading these men to cause harm and damage to people.
Okay.
It's quite disappointing. It's quite disheartening, and nobody, I feel nobody should entertain these things. We can't continue like this as a country.
Okay.